into the office, and I think eventually we will all go back into the office. Not me. I've never gone into an office. But the rest of you, don't rush back in the office and start humping the leg of the cute girl in the accounting department. Don't do that. But you can enjoy exploring the possibilities that the whole environment can provide. You missed that. You missed them. All those people. You did miss the surroundings. You missed it. And I think that's a good thing. And speaking of the work meetings, we've spent 2 years sort of figuring out ways to pantomime hello to each other. We've been bowing and nodding and fist bumping and awkwardly elbowing and all the rest. I saw the European Leaders Conference, and they're like doing some kind of hoedown trying to elbow each other. It's insane. We've turned into insane people. We've learned that we hate that. We've learned that we hate those kind of greetings. We do like handshakes, and we do need hugs. And physical touch is absolutely important. And don't give me it's just tradition and we can figure out new ways to do that. We like that. We like touching each other. If you're single, and many of you are single, you might have gone at some point in 2020 or 2021, you might have gone days or weeks or months without making any physical contact with somebody, even the most benign and G-rated kind. And that is so much more unhealthy for us than any germs you might get from a casual kiss on the cheek. We did miss each other, and we did miss that stuff. I don't care if it was your boss or your uncle. You missed shaking a hand. You missed the way that feels. We did miss touching each other. We missed not having to think about how and when and if we could touch each other. It was natural and normal, and most importantly, it was needed. We need to touch and feel and connect. And now, I think we know that. And maybe we always knew that, but now we appreciate it. That absolutely will benefit us moving forward. Appreciate what it means and what it feels like, a hand in a hand, an arm in an arm, a body next to a body. It's all healthy and human and natural and necessary because it is the little things that have become such big things when they're taken away, in their absence. The things that stimulate us and make us think and imagine. You know what we missed by being in our own homes and away from each other that you probably didn't even think about? We miss ambient noise. You go out somewhere and you miss the normalcy of that background hum of silverware and ice cubes and background music and conversation that you would find in a place like a restaurant. That's a normal soundtrack to our lives. Even stores sounded different in the last 22 months. We were all masked and hurried and avoidant for so long. We missed that crazy cacophony of this and that and the other and everything else, the sounds and sights and smells and everything that stimulates us and wakes us up and pulls us in, even when we aren't aware that it was happening. And we sat silently still for a little while, which is good, and then we did it for a long while, which is bad. And back in the early days of the pandemic, when you would hear these stories of people opening their windows at 5 p.m. or at a given time, and they were singing and they were applauding the healthcare workers. Remember all that? Which was a fine gesture, and I do appreciate it. But is that all it was really about? I think it was more than that. I think it was about needing to hear and the need to be heard. It absolutely mattered. Still matters. You know, we were all living this vacuum of solitude. Is that Superman's summer house? The vacuum of no, that's the fortress of solitude. The vacuum of solitude sounds even worse. Fortress of solitude doesn't sound even very good either. Superman. Anyway, we don't need that. We need common ground around each other, near each other, with each other, and all of the symphonic sound that comes from that. That's all positive. And sometimes you do just need quiet, but more often, I think you just need noise. And you missed it because deep down there's a big part of you that loves it. And whenever we did leave our houses over the last couple of years in a lot of places and start to get around each other, we were masked. So I'm not going to get into the ridiculous pseudoscience of what masks were supposed to do, but I'm going to tell you what they did do and what they did keep out for sure. They kept out smiles. They were 100% effective in preventing smiling. No matter how cheap your mask was, the smiles were not getting through. They kept out gestures. They kept out reactions. They kept out personality. Actions and reactions. I saw the way you did this, and so I'm going to do that. That all went away. For way too long in our world, through literature or otherwise, we gave way too much credit to the eyes. The eyes have it. I can see it in her eyes. The eyes are the window to the soul, blah, blah, blah. The eyes have a really good publicist, and those are all true things. Sure, good job, eyes. But give each other a smile and a laugh and teeth and lips and crinkle of the nose and all the looks and the gestures and all those things that come together from a face. All of that is what led to connection before, and I think will more so now. We have been starved for it. 2022 is going to be awesome for all of it because we have learned these lessons. Bring back the germs. And that's the last lesson. The germs. Germs are good. Germs are good. They're a healthy thing. What's in the yogurt? The virus, the bacteria, whatever's in the yogurt that sounds bad and supposed to be good, the biotics, the probiotics, it's all good. We spent 24 months being frightened of germs. We were closing playgrounds, and we were wiping down grocery deliveries, and we were avoiding high fives. And even when we were doing something positive, like we reopened golf courses, yet we couldn't touch the flag stick, and we couldn't rake the sand trap, and we couldn't take the fucking ball out of the hole. Like, we lost our minds, and we lost our way. Germs are part of life and living. And usually love. You kissed that guy in a bar that time, probably many, many times, or the girl. And that often led nowhere. But sometimes it went somewhere. The relationship starts by sharing some germs. It does. Germs are what make us live and are what keep us alive. The act of bathing ourselves in sanitizer, which is, sheer lunacy on the surface, putting a chemical all over yourself to try and keep something out. That on the surface, crazy. But upon examination, if we go even deeper into it, this attempt to turn ourselves into sterile beings, why do we want that? Is that what we want? Do you think that's a good thing? Can life and love be created out of a sterile environment? Space is sterile. There's not a lot of life out there. Sorry, alien lovers. It's dead, and it is quiet, and it is cold out there. It is lifeless, and it is certainly loveless. Sterile environment. So, lesson learned, let's germ up again. Is that the sexiest slogan to run on in 2022? Probably not. But it will make you smile, and we can see that smile if you take off the mask. Because you get it. You get what that means. You get what, germs, we probably should think about that again. Because we learned who we are because we learned what we missed. And all that stuff, those lessons learned, when we look back on this, it's going to be a net positive. So welcome back, everyone. Everyone back into the deep end of the pool. It's mildly chlorinated. The water is warm, and we will all be just fine. So go to greatlovedebate.com and check out what is ahead for 2022. There's some old, there's some new. There's definitely going to be some different and some surprises. So shoot us an email at greatlovedebate@gmail.com and share your thoughts on this. Or if you want to handwrite something and put your fingerprints all over it, you lick that envelope with your saliva and you seal it with a cheap lipstick kiss, and we will take all of your germs over here because, as always, at the Great Love Debate, we never stop making love. See you next time.